All right, everyone, this is my father, Dad, also known as Chief Warrant Officer 5, Guile. He was in the military for 33-ish years.
Right around there.
And so you retired, what, in 2018?
Yep, August of 2018.
Yeah, so we just wanted to make this video to show the importance of Memorial Day and the importance of our flag. And so we were gonna go over a couple things that when we were growing up, and especially when Dad was growing up, that were important and patriotic, that really made us feel proud to be Americans. And so Dad, what's some things that you did?
Well, I can tell you, so we were discussing before the video, was you growing up with us, and we were at North Island Naval Air Station.
Mm-hmm.
And at Miramar, because we went there too. But
yeah.
Unlike regular theaters, you found it unique and always mentioned that standing up for the national anthem before every movie,
yeah.
we'd stand and place our hand over our heart, and they would play the national anthem. You never see that nowadays in a regular theater, so that was very unique.
Yeah.
I take great pride in our flag because it represents our country, and that's one of the biggest stories I remember. But in the military, we're, never let the flag touch the ground and respecting the flag. And I think people forget sometimes, like with Memorial Day, what it's truly about, which is about honoring the fallen, those who have fought in war and never came back. I read a little bit up some more this weekend of how it originally started out as Decoration Day.
Oh, I learned something.
Right at the end of the Civil War, there was a general that talked about, he was head of a veterans group, had been through the Civil War, and they wanted to honor fallen soldiers in the Civil War, both North and South, kind of to unify that.
To say, these are all Americans.
Right. So Decoration Day came around, I think, in 1866.
Yeah.
And they kept calling it Decoration Day until around, I want to say at the end of World War I, which at that time they changed it kind of unofficially to Memorial Day, to honor all soldiers, sailors, uniformed services in the military that died in service of the country. I love that. And I thought that was pretty cool.
No, that's super cool. There's something that you said a few years ago, actually back in early 2017. Okay. Because you and Mom went to President Trump's inauguration.
Right.
Or sorry, I guess that would be early 2016.
No, it was 2017.
Or 2017, yeah, because the election was in 2016, so it was January.
It was January, like right before my birthday.
January 21st, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I thought it was really interesting. You guys had just gotten back from President Trump's inauguration.
Right.
And I remember there was a discussion about all these people rioting and whatnot, and then just saying horrible things about our newly elected president. And, we were wondering, is that espionage? How do we define that? And Dad jumped in and he said, I don't just fight for the people that love our country, I also fight for the people that don't love our country, because it's their given right to say what they want to say, and that's what we fight for. So no matter what your beliefs are.
Right, and it's, I don't have to agree with your beliefs, but we fight for, that's one of the First Amendment rights of free speech, and I don't necessarily have to agree, but we fight so we have that freedom.
Yeah.
And people have died for that freedom. One of the things I saw, one of the articles the other day is, you can thank these folks for their day at the beach for your day at the beach.
Yeah. Oh.
Which
was that referencing D-Day?
Yes. And Normandy, and it's a little crazy. I mean, there was a lot of 16, 17, 18-year-old young people that died because they believed in our country so much, and I think we've lost a little bit of that. And a lot of people forget that Memorial Day, again, is about fallen soldiers and sailors that died for our country.
Absolutely.
For us to have freedoms. They look at it more of the start of summer and a great time to barbecue, which is all fine.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of other folks that are very patriotic that are laying wreaths and flowers on grave sites, which you see, or they're planting flags on soldiers and sailors' grave sites throughout the weekend. And did you know that in 1966, this is a little thing I learned, that Lyndon B. Johnson named Waterloo, New York, as the city that started Decoration Day. which ended up becoming Memorial Day. And then in 1971, it was changed from May 30th, which was its original date from Decoration Day. It got changed to, they wanted to Congress wanted to set up for those, I think it was 4 weekends. So we'd have these 3-day weekends, which kind of upset a lot of veterans groups.
Right.
But they would still like to be May 30th, but now it's the last weekend in May, so there's a 3-day holiday at the end of May, starting in June for Memorial Day. So it's a little crazy, but I get both sides.
Yeah.
But I just kind of don't want people to forget what it's about.
Yeah, no, I think that's super important because, you know, oftentimes we just go about our business because we don't have to worry.
Right.
Because we're not the ones, well, I mean, you were, but I'm not the one having to go out and, you know, fight for our freedom just like you did. Or like, for instance, Grandpa Shane, who's your father,
right?
You know, getting shot out of an airplane.
Yeah.
Was that during the Korean War?
That was after the Korean War. I think it was after the Korean War and one of the first part of the Vietnam War. He did 2 tours in Nam. They never talked about it. Vietnam was a very hard war, and a lot of veterans, I think, probably harder than most other wars, just because the country was torn apart at that time, that we shouldn't be there, that it was an unauthorized war, and you know, baby killers, all these different things that they had to come back to. So it was tough.
Yeah.
And I can tell you, when I joined in 1985, we were in a parade, and I remember all these Hells Angels and biker gangs, they stopped, either would salute or put their hand over their heart and showing us reverence. Most of them were veterans, so that was pretty cool.
And then last thing that I just want to add is this morning at church when Pastor Jay played Taps. I thought that was so cool, and I almost started to cry on the platform because you know, I saw you salute, and I thought that was just really cool. And so this this Memorial Day, I just want everyone to remember our fallen soldiers and our fallen service people, because it's really important because they give us the freedom that we have.
Amen to that.